5 years ago, just around the turn of the new year into 2019, I discovered something with intangible taxes in the legislature that just didn't sit well with me, so I began an investigation. The culmination of which just came to fruition 2 Fridays ago when the Florida Banking Association did a full-day seminar with expert panelists from the Department of Revenue to confirm what I figured out in 2019. At the start of 2019, I embarked on a journey that would take me through legal opinions, legislation, tax attorneys, all of which to save the consumer money on my findings on intangible taxes. I have a letter here dated May 6, 2019 from a tax attorney specialist who specialized in mortgage and real estate taxes in South Florida. The legal opinion confirms my findings that the legislature was written incorrectly and banking department and major banks who I pitched and before did not take heed on what I found and the legal opinions that I portrayed and given to certain major banks in the industry. These findings were just recently confirmed when 2 weeks ago, the Florida Bankers Association held a full-day seminar to discuss non-recurring intangible taxes on Florida refinances. Do you know how much money people could have saved from the time I figured it out until now when they confirmed it? This all is a result of Bank of America suing the Department of Revenue on a case filed 9/29/2022 in regards to intangible tax savings and the results of it for consumers, for escrow, for taxes being paid to the state. My findings, based on the legislation that I interpreted, which was written incorrectly, allows for consumers who have refinanced and paid for mortgage tax, intangible tax, which is 0.2% of the new loan amount, to save if they've already paid it. The reason I discovered this is in New York City, we have something called a CEMA, which is a Consolidated Extension Modification Agreement. In the state of New York, it differs from the state of Florida, where you can have a lender that approves assigning that loan to a new lender for a fee and recorded documentation. That's where I figured it out because we're a national company. I've been doing CEMAs for years. So how did people not save money down here? So I investigated, and my findings took me to show that if you're a Florida borrower doing a refinance with the same lender and there is no vesting change, you only pay intangible tax on the new money. So for instance, if you have $1 million loan with Bank of America and you're refinancing with Bank of America and your name is John Smith and you're refinancing under John Smith and you've already paid those intangible taxes, you don't have to pay them again, which is a savings on $1 million loan of $2,000. Not only is it a savings, but my pitch to many of the lenders was, this is portfolio retention. In tough times, right now with high rates, back then with strict competition, this gives an edge to a lender who's holding the note and mortgage on a consumer and is going to refinance them again. No other lender could give them that credit. Now, what if it's a $5 million loan, $10,000 in savings? What if it's a $10 million loan, $20,000 in savings? Those are rate and term refinance figures. If someone were to borrow more, they would pay the difference. So if I have an outstanding unprincipled paid balance of $1 million and I take $1.2 million as my new loan amount, you're only paying the intangible tax on the $200,000, not on the full $1.2 million. That's a huge savings. No underwriting differentials on the lending side. There is nothing they need to do with new recordable documentation. You do have to record the instruments a certain way, which we've perfected. Beknownst to those lenders who did not take my advice and follow the program that I unleashed, they cost people a ton of money. There are lenders that listen to me. I don't need to name the names, but I'm going to tell you that I've saved borrowers millions of dollars from that point forward with small local lenders, with lenders counsel who understood the semantics of the law, and I could implement my intangible tax savings plan for all consumers that fall into the guidelines and parameters of of the documentation through legislature. Mortgage companies for years could have helped themselves retain their own portfolio and save consumers money while locking in deals that they would have never locked in before because they had something on other lenders that other lenders couldn't do with their own portfolio clients. This is Glenn Asher from Asher Enterprises. You might want to ask the title guy if you're interested in future intangible tax savings plans and what's going on in the industry. You can always email me at gasher@kvnational.com. As you see, we're at Kensington Station. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.